Hello BookTube, it's Ben here from the History Fella channel. I thought I'd do something slightly different today because I usually have a pile of Wartime Propaganda Posters. They're just reproductions, but I usually put them up on the door behind me there. So, but I thought actually before putting them up, I'd show you them so that you could. Some of them aren't very clear at a distance, so I thought I'd show them and do a little video about that today. So the first one we've got is Of Course I Can, and it shows a picture of a housewife with lots of jars full of pickled food and pickled veg, and down the bottom it says, I'm patriotic as can be, and ration points won't worry me. It's basically to advertise to the housewife that, you know, although the government know that they're on food rations and food is a bit scarce at the moment, if the housewives, when they're getting their food or looking after food, they look after it and keep any excess in jars, or they make sure that they use full use of it. The second one is this one. Give yourself a happy holiday and help our farmers. Lend a hand on the land at an agricultural camp. So basically they're saying, you know, we know the war's going on a long time and it's a hard time, but if you must go on holiday, why don't you go out to the countryside and have a camp or a holiday with a farmer and help him grow his crops, and then therefore you're doing something good for others as well and helping produce more food. You'll notice from quite a few of the posters that they're short and snappy headlines or phrases so that they're easy to remember, because obviously if you're walking down the street and you pass a propaganda poster, you need to take in what the message says and be able to remember it, so it's a good idea to keep everything short and simple. This one, we've got a number of flags which represent all the allied powers. The United Nations fight for freedom, and then obviously you've got the US, Britain, Soviet Russia, China, Canada, Greece, India, New Zealand, Australia, Mexico, Yugoslavia, and it's basically showing everyone that, you know, everyone around the world is united against Nazi Germany. So they're the baddies and these are all the good guys. Next one. Up, housewives and atom. Put out your paper, metal and bones. They make planes, guns, tanks, ships and ammunition. So what they want actually is the housewife, whilst their soldiers away, to you know, any rubbish or any spare metal lying around at home, it can all be recycled or reused, and it all goes towards the war efforts. Quite a lot of the advertising is about, you know, trying to save things and waste not, want not. Here we have Hitler will send no warning, so always carry your gas mask. I know especially in Britain when we had the Blitz and the Luftwaffe bomb in the UK, one of the things they always used to warn was that people should carry around their gas masks, which used to come in like a little box, and then it'd have a strap on and you could stick it over your shoulder. But of course it was one of those things people weren't used to carrying, so sometimes they'd forget it. But the trouble was, if you were out and about, or you weren't near an air raid shelter, the next best thing to have would be a gas mask, just in case they were dropping bombs or gas bombs, that sort of thing, so you could protect yourself or help protect yourself. Next we have, this is another one of those types where it's to show everyone that sees it that, you know, we're all in the same boat and we're all fighting the good cause. So we've got here soldiers, or drawings of soldiers from, you know, South Africa, India, Australia, New Zealand, Canada and the UK. So it just shows everyone that we're all in this together. Then we've got war gardens for victory. Grow vitamins at your kitchen door. Enter your victory garden contest. This is obviously an American one, produced by the Minneapolis Defense Council, a war chest agency. And basically what they want is they want to encourage people to grow their own vegetables. And it says grow vitamins at your kitchen door, and then enter a victory garden contest. So there must have been little shows or contests to see who could grow the best veg. And obviously all that helps towards the war effort, because obviously countries were having to supply all their soldiers with food and that, so the less they could spend at home, the more they could put towards the war effort. Now this is a particularly famous one. This one's from America. We Can Do It. And you might notice the figure. This is Rosie Riveter. And actually I've found a short video, YouTube video, which I'll put the link to just below this video, and you can read all about where Rosie the Riveter comes from and all about her. But it's quite interesting, so have a look at that. Then we've got a few more. Dig for victory, grow your own vegetables. It's another one aimed at people growing vegetables at home. Of course, if you were on rations, you weren't getting much anyway. So the more veg you could eat, the better, and obviously you'd be more healthy as well. This one's Keep Calm and Carry On. This one wasn't actually published or put out for public viewing, because it was deemed too simple, or they reckon this one would only be used if things were getting really bad and people were getting really worried. And the aim obviously was, you know, although you're losing your homes and your loved ones, keep calm, because although there's bombs dropping round about and all over the place, if you kept calm and carried on, everything would be alright in the end. It's kind of like a last reassurance type photo. And then the last two, you've got Let Us Go Forward Together and a picture of Winston Churchill. This is to try and unify the country. And also in the top of the poster you've got Spitfires, and then also you've got tanks as well in the other imagery. And this is just to try and galvanise the nation's people. And then the last one Britain always lived in fear of German attack, and the way they thought they would that would happen would be through parachutists in the Luftwaffe, parachuting down and trying to conquer England or Britain that way. And this reveals, well, simply what one would look like. So if you met one out in the middle of nowhere, or if you saw someone like this, you'd have to call the police or at least the ARP and warn them. And it's basically got an image of a German parachutist and a German soldier. So it's a spot at sight, chart number 1, enemy uniforms, and those were the ones you had to look out for. Anyway, that's all the ones I've got. Hopefully you found that a bit different to being book related. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. I'll leave a couple of links to the videos I mentioned down below. Please feel free to go and watch them. And don't forget, please subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed listening or watching. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next time.